Down here in the basement again. We're working on the Cub Cadet. Another day. Gonna be mocking up the John Deere's motor. So the holes, the mounting holes on this thing, are the exact same as on Cub Cadet stock engine, and this is way old. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. So I'm down here in the basement again. We're working on the Cub Cadet. Another day. Gonna be mocking up the John Deere's motor, getting some stuff figured out, how we're gonna wire it up. I'm gonna do a little bit more sanding down, getting this thing ready so we can get this painted at some point too. Get the motor plate, or whatever you want to call it, the mounting plate, and some of the other areas painted up. Probably get like some gloss black enamel, high heat engine paint or something, like some Rust-Oleum or whatever. Like, actually, I think I have a can of it somewhere, unless I threw it away. I did have a can of like what I want to use. It's probably thrown away now, but yeah, it was just like some gloss black engine paint, which is pretty nice. It works pretty well, especially if everything's sanded down properly. It works pretty well, so that should be good if we can get that to go. I'm actually going to be doing a lot today. I'm going to be working on the Suzuki, going to be working on the Cub Cadet, going to be doing a bunch of stuff today, honestly, getting a bunch of videos knocked out for you guys. But this is the first one you guys are going to see. Then you guys will see either putting the light bar on the Cub Cadet's hood or working on the Suzuki, one of the two. Those will probably be the next two videos in the lineup if I get everything going right. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna get some more of this engine, is it engine bay, kinda in a way. The front end, the front area, we're gonna get it sanded down more and get this motor ready to go in, I suppose. So I'll see you guys in a minute. So found out something pretty interesting on the John Deere's motor to the Cub Cadet's motor. So here, let me disconnect my aux cord. You see that right there? Yeah, well, that's one of the mounting holes, and it's looking right straight down through another mounting hole. Where's the next one? There's another one in the front here somewhere. I don't even know. But in the front, that one lines up. In the back, that one lines up. The one over here, it also lines up. So the holes, the mounting holes on this thing, are the exact same as on Cub Cadet stock engine, and this is way older. So I'm gonna wash up that cover, throw the cover on, start figuring out how we're gonna run fuel lines, because now this is I was like, worst case I was like, whatever, I'll just have to drill a different hole. And I was even worried about like these studs and everything for the carburetor not fitting. No, there's plenty of clearance on the inside of the hood. So this is it's gonna work, guys. The John Deere stock motor inside the Cub Cadet, even if it's temporary. I mean, it is a little bit different. The oil fills on this side, whereas it was on the other side before, and the drain plug, like, it's on the opposite side. So, which isn't, that big of a deal. The suspension, this bar moves up anyways if I had to get to that. I probably could honestly get to it without even, let's see, let me get my 14. I'll just use my wrench just to show you guys, but yeah, like a wrench is fine on it. I can even get my, yeah, like, that's gonna be fine, even if I have to use a wrench or whatever, or if I want to use a socket. it'll be fine. So I'm gonna find the original mounting bolts somewhere up here. I mean, I probably could honestly even use, actually, I don't know if the threads are the same with these ones, but yeah, the original bolts are somewhere in here, and then I just have these accessories and whatnot to put on, and the throttle controls, a starter. Actually, I don't even know if I'm gonna use that starter, if I'm gonna use the Cadet starter. I don't know. The pulse pump, we're gonna mount that up too. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing dialed in. So for the fuel line, I don't really know how that's gonna work, because it was just very different before on the Cub, because yeah, the tank's here, and it was just a line that ran all the way to the carb, which was like here, and there was like a vacuum line too, which was this, which ran onto the carb. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. So we had our main fuel line, which ran in right here, right? Yeah, which ran in here. Then we had a vacuum line that ran somewhere else. So yeah, I'll have to. Don't mind the oil all over the ground. I don't even know what that's from. It's not from this engine, but yeah. So I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna do for that vacuum line too. It's gonna have to. I think that's what it is. It's a vacuum line. It runs up, and then it comes to right here on the tank, and then it runs down. It ran into the carb, so I'm assuming it's a vacuum line of some sort. And I know that the pulse pump is gonna be. That'll be interesting to mount up, but we'll see how tight this is gonna be with the fuel tank being right here. I don't know how that's gonna work. It's gonna definitely be tight towards the back, but we'll figure it out. I think it'll all work. And I mean, worst case, I don't even know. I could just do a different fuel setup. I could make that so the battery's there, and I could get a different tank, like a different kind of fuel tank, and throw it right here in the back, down in here somewhere. I don't really want to, but I could, and it'd be pretty small, honestly. Well, actually, I don't know. We have a lot of room right there. It could definitely stick up more, but I don't really think we're gonna have to do that. I'm just going to figure out, because the John Deere stock tank had like an actual fuel pump in the tank and all this stuff, which this one doesn't have. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna have to do something different for it to get fuel running through, because this is just gravity fed. It just drops down and then it goes. But I want to have a pulse pump, obviously, because if I have it, you know, if we have this pump off the John Deere and it has a mounting point on the engine cover, it's gonna go like right in here somewhere, or like, I don't even remember how it mounts, but it goes like here somewhere. So we'll have a vacuum line that goes into right here, and then yeah, it's just this whole thing that I'll have to figure out and how it's all gonna work. But we'll get it going. Like I said, I'm gonna go wash that cover and do a couple other things, get the motor secured in. Like, I really said I was gonna paint that, and now I'm just gonna, like, I could just throw some clear coat on it for now, honestly, so that way it doesn't rust. Because I have a bunch of clear coat. I could just throw on some clear coat for now, but I don't really like. If I'm gonna get this thing to go, I don't want to have to tear it back out to paint, which would suck. But yeah, like I don't know. I'll do something. I just don't want it to like rust this all out, because I just sanded it down and all that. But I could throw some John Deere green on it. I could do a lot, which I don't really want to throw anything on it. If anything, I just throw on some clear coat just to, you know, protect it. But yeah, I'm gonna keep putting stuff together on this thing, and I mean, honestly, if I get the wiring all done and get it all wired up, this thing could be running by the end of the video. Now, I'm not saying that like the first start, now that would be in this video, but I'm saying like by the end of the video, it could be ready to run. So yeah, that's crazy to think about. But I'll see you guys in a bit, because I guess I gotta try to figure out how we're gonna run the key switch. I'd love to just use the Cub Cadet stock key switch, but I don't know how any of this is gonna work, and I don't even know if this motor is gonna work to mow. I know it'll work to drive, but yeah, I have to get a belt for the to go to the rear axle too, so that'll be interesting as well. So we'll see what happens there, but if I can at least get this thing to run, that'll be cool. Alright guys, I found the John Deere's harness right here. It was under the workbench, and oh god, this area is a disaster. Anyways, I washed up the engine cover. I got the... yeah, that sounds really good. So here's the throttle bracket. It's not fully tightened down. I'm going to tighten it in a second here. But we got the new carbon, the throttle linkages here. And yeah, everything's looking pretty good. We're just going to tighten this down. Figure out what we're going to do for fuel hose. Yeah, fuel line. Throw another bolt on for the starter. And just keep getting this harness. I get the old harness out of the Cadet and put the new one in for the John Deere. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another clip. I have no idea why I said that. But yeah, you guys can see the Cadet steering wheel's off. I think we're going to do the whole detachable steering wheel thing on this, and that way you can have it and it'll sit down here and then you can just pop it off. No, but in all seriousness, I had to take this off so I can get this dash piece off, and then I can get some more stuff. You have to take what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the fuel tank out if I can with that flywheel. It's going to be close to get it out, but I'm going to take the fuel tank out so I can trace back more of the wires and whatnot and get the rest of this harness out. And then I'm going to just, I don't even know what I'm going to do for an ignition switch yet. I'd really like to use the Cub Cadet stock one, but I might have to put in the John Deere's. I don't really know yet, but I'm actually making a lot of progress today, and I still have to do the Suzuki and more stuff on this. Well, I mean, I don't have to. I have the weekend. I have a 3-day weekend this weekend, which is nice, so I don't have to do schoolwork on Monday. I mean, I guess I could catch up a little bit, so I might do a couple of things here and there. But yeah, we're gonna pop this panel off. I don't know why it won't just come off right now, but no, it really just is like not having it. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna get this off, and my phone's at 13%, so I have to get my charger too. But gonna get this panel off. Might pull off some more of the dash, and I don't know what we're gonna do for a throttle cable either, because I have no idea where I put the John Deere stock one, and I kind of need that one because this one goes to like, yeah, I don't really even know where this is supposed to. It's supposed to connect down in here, I think, somewhere on one of these, yeah, linkages down in there. So I might be able to make it work. I don't really know. We're going to find out. I'm going to figure it out. If I find the John Deere's, actually, I might have cut the John Deere's stock one, actually. So I might have to order a throttle cable for a John Deere or modify that one, make it work. I'm not really sure, but we're going to get this thing to run by the end of next week. That's my goal. By Sunday, what's a week from today? What's today? The 22nd. So by Sunday, May 29th, my goal is to have this thing up and running and driving. So no, that's not including having the mower deck and everything on. That's just having this thing just drive how it is right now. So we'll see if that'll happen or not. Yeah, we're gonna see, guys, and we got to get some stuff for this too, because I was talking to my mom about this and how I was putting the John Deere's engine. So she's like, "You're just giving up on that?" And then I started to explain the whole kind of build idea for that thing. I mean, I might have left out like the twin turbo part and a couple of the big power mod things for this, why it's gonna go really fast. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and that and whatever, and I just need to find the stuff for it. But that build's coming along soon. Right now it's just kind of a parts bench, but that's it's what it is. Yeah. Pop the dash off, pull the fuel tank out, run back, catch some of the wires, pull them out, figure out what we're gonna do for battery terminals. That's gonna be interesting. I don't even know what I'm gonna do, because I have the John Deere stock ones, and we're gonna make it work. I have to figure out where I'm gonna mount all that stuff, how it's all gonna plug in. It shouldn't be too difficult. The long wire is for the fuel pump, which ran back to the tank before, but you guys know that the tank's here. I might pull the fuel pump out of that thing and pop it into this tank. I don't really know. That'd be kind of cool. I don't really know what we're going to do. There's a lot of stuff I'm trying to figure out still. I don't even know how the exhaust is going to run on this thing. If this plate thing right here, the only thing is, like, I think, what mounts into that? Actually, nothing. This is just where the old exhaust mounted. So yeah, I could pull that off and I might just cut a hole in the side right here, like the John Deere has over there for the exhaust to come out. And I might do that out the side. But the only thing is, if you look at the way that the frame is on that, like the tires, it clears the tire, but like right here, oh yeah, let me just go turn my steering wheel. I can't do that, but it might interfere with the tire, so I don't know. We're gonna have an exhaust somehow on this thing. I don't really know if I run it and I run it down and then there's a muffler in between there somewhere and it comes out over here. I don't really know. It's gonna have an exhaust, I will tell you guys that. Might have to custom fab one up, so that might be a trip up to the shop this weekend or next weekend or something. I don't really know, but we're gonna get this thing to go. It's gonna happen, guys. This thing is gonna run yet again. That motor is gonna have some work done to it. Might just refresh that motor, and when that runs again, I might beef that motor up a little bit, put in some built internals, like like some better internals for this thing, and then I might throw it into this again, so this is like faster, but still like a mower, and beef up this motor and put it in a racing lawnmower, but that has to have yeah, I might have another lawnmower coming at some point in the near future as well, but we don't want to talk about that. Yeah. I might be doing a V-twin build racing lawnmower, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit once I get some more stuff taken off. Yeah, so it's kind of a mess here. Yeah, and the throttle cable's out, and there's a lot of stuff out, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say screw it. I'm gonna strip out the rest of the harness from the Cub Cadet, just all the wires, just take everything out. I already got, this is the old light bar harness, or the old light bar for the hood wiring thing, like the positive, negative, whatever. I have the load wire and the switch, but if you guys might remember, the John Deere had a built-in light switch here, and when I put the big light bar off the Honda, the big light bar right there, and I put it on the front of the John Deere, I'd wired it in using the factory switch and everything. And I'm thinking, maybe I can just do that again, if I can figure out where I put it. Because I took it out, and I might have thrown it away, honestly, but if I can just wire it in from up there, I might just do that. I might even just cut out right there, just drill that out, and put in the switch up there, and then just have all the wires. Well, actually no, because I'm stupid. Not using that. But I might wire it in. There's a whole bunch of different things I could do. I could wire it in and run in with the factory lights off of the Cub Cadet, which actually, crap, took those out. They're over there somewhere in a wiring harness, or wherever I put it. It's around. But yeah, I'm pretty much just taking out everything the Cub Cadet had and getting rid of all the old stuff and putting in, or all the new things, and putting in old stuff off of a older motor. But it is what it is. It'll look interesting, I think. So I pulled the tank out just so I could run some of the wires back. I'm gonna get the ignition out, and then there might just be a giant hole right here. I'm not really sure because of how this is gonna be, but I might make a plate and mount the old key. But I'm definitely gonna be using the John Deere's key, because it's gonna come in with the wiring harness. And for the battery terminals, I might have to just go get a set of new ones that are made to the exact length that the Cub Cadet battery area, the battery box back there, to run up here. Because I'm gonna have a wire for the starter, which is gonna go right onto there. And then I have my ground wire, which goes under the frame right there, or under the motor, right where that plug is behind it. And then I'd have to run back up for up there. So I might either see if I can just connect the old ones off the Cub Cadet to the ones off the John Deere and just bolt them up in place. I don't really want to do that. It's kind of sketchy, so I might just get some made. But yeah, or there might be some the exact length in stock, or pretty close to the length in stock somewhere, like Tractor Supply, or my dad even might have it work. I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot of things that this had that the John Deere didn't have, So it's going to be an interesting process of getting all the wiring and stuff figured out. And I'm going to try to get as much as I can done, get this video ready to go, and then I'm going to start working on tomorrow's video, which is going to be that thing. I'm doing some work with that. And then we're going to, yeah, I don't even know what we're going to do. We're going to hopefully get this thing running soon. And yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on right now down here. We got to run the harness. We got to figure out where we're going to mount that thing down there, you know, the big old reciprocator, whatever it's called. We got to mount that somewhere. I don't even know where we're going to mount that. And this whole thing's been kind of a bigger project than I thought it was going to be, but what can you expect from trying to motor swap something from an older, completely different model, manufacturer, everything, into something like this? But it's kind of funny because the bolt holes were the same. I was like, well, that's a good start, and then it's just kind of been a painful process since then. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing going with some different stuff, that's for sure. But I'll see you guys in a minute once I get some more of the old harness out and whatnot. Well, okay guys, I'm back here with a little bit of an update. I got the first little bit of, actually I'm gonna unplug my aux cord and my charger. Okay, I got the first little chunk of old harness out, which is just this little tiny thing. So here's the ignition plug. This plugs into the key switch. This plugs into like, so you can mow and actually I can show you guys. Where did I put that? Oh yeah, I can't show you guys that yet. So this is like, so you can mow in reverse. You turn the key to a certain position and then you press a button. This is for the hour meter, odometer? I don't know, whatever. This thing right here, show you how many hours it has. So I don't even know if that's gonna like work again. Like if I ever go to plug it back in, if it'll work. I don't know. And then this is just a main plug that goes down to the main harness, which is actually over here. So yeah, it plugs into this, I think. And yeah, so I was trying to do something, and there was like a check valve on this with a breather tube, which ran down. So I'm gonna have to like drill a hole in this and put a breather tube, like the same breather tube or something, back in, so that way it still has still breathes, you know, so it still has not all the air just trapped in the tank. We'll have to do that at some point, or I'll make one. But basically I had this right here, which is, I was like, this is a fuel pump. Yeah, no, this is not a fuel pump. This is like a float in a tank, and this is like when there's fuel on this, or like this is in the fuel, then, you know, it doesn't do anything. And this plugs into a certain part of the harness, and when there's low fuel in the tank, then a light comes on right here. This light will come on. It would say, like, you know, low fuel, and we have a battery voltage and an oil pressure light, or like, I think it's like low oil pressure or something. So I was originally gonna just put this in right here with the other grommet off the check valve and put it down, and I was like, well, that's kind of stupid, because then it'll be like the tank would have to be full all the time for it to be like, you know, not doing anything. But I'm just gonna not use it and not have it plugged in. I will just cap off that part of the harness or something, so we can just not use this, unless I want to drill like into the side of the tank somewhere, like towards the bottom here or something, and drill it in and mount this, which I could do, honestly. I was thinking about maybe doing that at some point, and just gotta make sure I get this thing really watertight, so no, or, you know, sealed up well, so that way nothing comes out of the side of the tank, or like going at an angle. Or I'll do something probably at some point, so that way we can have a fuel gauge, or like have a low fuel light. But yeah, look at how nice these wires are. Everything's like so brand new, and then you look at the John Deere harness and it's just all old, crappy, old looking wires. But this looks real nice. But I'm gonna put this over in my parts pile here with all the old John Deere parts. We're just gonna throw it down there if we ever need to reuse it. And yeah, I'm gonna keep working away, keep tracing back some of the harness, and eventually just get the whole John Deere harness ready to go in and get the old Cadet harness out. So basically, I'll show you guys. This is like the seat switch, so it plugs up into the seat, plugs up right in there, and whenever you get off the seat, it kills power. But we're not going to be using that, so we're gonna get this out. Now we have all these wires down here. You guys probably can't even see, but there's like so many wires down in there, and individual harnesses and crap. And we have another harness. Like the harness keeps running down. It runs along the frame right down here, but right here there's a little, like on the back, like if you guys can hear that, but basically the brake pedal hits that, like when you put the parking brake on or have the brake pedal all the way engaged, and it keeps the motor running. But I don't really actually know how it works, but there's a little button. So we're going to take that off. We're going to keep tracing the harness back all the way up against the frame rails, all the way up to here, pull the rest of the harness off, get it all neatly bundled up, put it over there, and then we're going to start running the John Deere's harness down and through and plugging it into stuff and getting more stuff installed, putting the fuel, putting the little air filter box and all that stuff on, and get everything all plugged in. And then all we have to do is just get battery cables, because these are going to be way too short. So unless I like had a different way to mount a battery, but which I could like mount it just mount the battery like right here, which I mean I could do and it would work and it would be close enough, but I don't really want to. Kind of sketchy, but I could build like a support, little cross brace. But yeah, I'm going to clean this up too, because this is really dirty. We're going to clean this up. I'm going to try and see if I can integrate these little gauges in, like just cut this out and put them somewhere, like maybe just even like right down here. I don't know, somewhere. I'd like to do that, which would be cool. Maybe even just like cut out this section, put them in here. Definitely going to put them somewhere, because I do like that that's a thing on John Deere. It like shows when you have low oil pressure, or low oil, or like, you know, your battery light, all that stuff. It's very nice to have. But yeah, this thing's actually coming together really, really well, and I'm really impressed, because it's like the biggest project I've taken on, honestly. Like, yeah, like whatever I was doing with the Honda, that was a pretty big deal when I first started that, but you guys can see where it's at right now. And then yeah, I did take the John Deere's engine apart and I put it back together. So, but now we're motor swapping a lawnmower, taking out the old harness and putting in a new harness with a different engine, connecting it all up, and then after that we're gonna have to run the mower deck to it and have it all. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but we're gonna get it done. It's gonna look good when it's done. I guess what I'm gonna leave this video off is, once I get the whole harness and everything out, I'm gonna throw it all up there, get it all out of the way, and I'll just show you guys like the whole harness, everything, and then that's where we'll end off this video. And then the next video working on this thing will be putting in the new harness, wiring it all up, connecting everything, and just getting stuff done that way. But I don't think that'll be next video. Actually, I don't know. That's either going to be next video or the video after. It just depends on if I do the Suzuki, if I do keep working on this. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Gonna go eat dinner too, and I'll see you guys when I get this harness out. Guys, this is a whole Cadet XT1 LT42 wiring harness. So here's, like, there's the terminals. There's a couple of these like switch thingies, or well, I don't even know. They're kind of cool, honestly. There's this little secondary harness which unplugs off of that one, and then yeah, that big plug plugs into that plug over there. But here's the whole harness, like way down there. That's for the lights. It's the light control plug, which I don't even know how I'm gonna have the headlights work in this thing. I don't know. Yeah. So here's the whole unit. So we're gonna get this thing all wrapped up, bundled up, throw it up on the shelf, because we're not gonna be using this. And that's gonna wrap up this video pretty much. So yeah, we got the whole harness out and everything's out. Now we can start putting the John Deere's harness in, running everything, and installing everything, getting it ready to go. The only thing I have to get is a belt, a pulley, and terminal connectors, or battery terminals. Battery cables. Yeah. Battery cables, I guess. So I have to get the positive and negative. And I have to get them long enough so that way they run from the engine all the way back up to the under the seat and the battery box. But yeah, finally got it all out. That was a painful process, I'll tell you what. Trying to get all these stupid clips out and having to be underneath the lawnmower and all sorts of crap. Yeah, hopefully I don't have to put this harness back in because it was a pain. It was a really big pain. But at least I did it, got it over with, got it all out, so now we can start working on hopefully the easier part. I don't really know, we'll see. But you have to put the dash back together, put the fuel tank in, and put the pulse pump on, make the lines work, so that'll all be fun. We'll get that done soon. But you guys will see that in the next video working on the Cub Cadet. This one's over. Honestly, I think the next video is probably going to be on the Cub Cadet again, just because, I don't know. Do you guys want me to break the content up? Let me know. Drop a comment down below. Do you want to see a Suzuki video next, or do you want to see another Cub Cadet video putting in all the new harness and whatnot? Because, yeah, I'll do whatever you guys really want. But, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Go down and hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. And I will see you guys next video. Peace out. Let's roll the outro.
This is the rise, yeah, look 'em in the eyes. Middle fingers up in the sky when we roll by. Stop and look, everybody wanna act like they know what's up in my life. Yeah, you don't know shit, dog. Ears in the drama like a bitch, dog. Quit with the lies, yeah, quit with the lies. I'm in everybody phone like the government. They sing along with my words, say they loving it. My ex-girls on my shit say they fuck with it. Steady ducking it, got a couple million streams, I ain't satisfied. I'm on a 100-man scale, fucking service size. And I've been at it for a minute, get the word nice. And all my friendships died, I guess I'm doing right. But on another note, my music doing perfect. Why, thank you for asking. These heathens